Hey game makers! Welcome back to day 6 of I have the worst tech issues. Let's make a dating sim. So, similarly to yesterday, today my microphone didn't work. So I was playing around with that, then my speakers started buzzing, and so I had to fix that. And then, while doing all that, I unplugged my second monitor on accident. So I had to go back and fix that. But now, we are ready, and I'm going to do this! Oh my god, I'm going insane! Few things since last time. I made a couple, I actually changed one of the choice branches on Zephy's, oh yeah, the one that wants to take 10 million years to load, Zephy's route. I forget where it is exactly, but I tallied out the numbers for, the next couple areas for the points and how I want to do those, so I made them all the same amount for making my life easier in the long run. I need to turn this light off so I can concentrate. There we go. And then everything breaks, because of course it does, right? Just looking at my sound thing going all over the place and a little concerned, but it should be fine. They look like normal waveforms. Anyway, so we got cut off in the middle of the scene last time. Which branch is this? Oh yeah, this is the Zephy thing. So let's review this scene so I can get an idea of where we were now. Yeah, you can also be cats. And let's do Zephy scene, because we did the Akira portion of this scene last time. Oh, you know, maybe I like turn the gain up on my microphone right now for why it's kinda doing that. I need to minimize this though. I'll check back in and hope that nothing breaks. But I don't have the focus to pay attention to that while I'm doing this. I also moved the box over slightly. So she was asleep the whole time. But again, we know better. I think there was a typo there. Hold on. Nope. I'm just crazy. I don't get lost that often. So Akira's, lack of directional skill is actually a direct reference to when my brother was first playing the original GM game and got lost in Ian Castle every single time he went there. Not that I can blame him, that needs a space. Which line is that? Nobody would do that, ha ha ha. It's down somewhere here? Somewhere here? Down here? Oh, that's because I'm on the wrong one. I'm so used to going to 4. 5. Oh, wait. That was weird. 5. Okay, so I wish I had my microphone tilted more towards where I'm actually speaking from instead of back here. Let's move my monitor a bit and hope that doesn't break anything. Because that's never happened before, every single time. Okay, that's a little too close. There we go. Maybe. We'll see. So, it was somewhere down here, right? That we needed to fix. Haha, no one would do that. Hee haha, there. Okay. It wasn't even that funny, but I couldn't help laughing at them. Huh? Because they're so funny looking, right? Ha ha ha. From cats! Oh yeah, so because I don't have, player's nickname from Zephyr's perspective set, it's just a variable 0. Okay, so I guess that's where we are. And this should actually be in an else. Okay, so what we have down here is, by the way, I couldn't help but notice that Zephyr stole my nickname for you, player. Oh, player needs a new nickname for today. Playa. Play a protagonist. Did we just do Playa? I don't remember if we just did Playa or not, but let's just do Playa, because I can't think of a better nickname. I'm so paranoid about those breaking now. Oh yeah, for this temporary stuff, let's... you know, player can just be called 0 throughout this, that's fine. My eyes are so blah, okay. I don't know what you want me to say, that needs a thing in it. Zephyr looked like he really wanted me to handle this particular question. I don't know what to say. Luckily, I do, because I wrote the rest of the scene in advance. Because I ran into /4 and he showed me around. I mean, not really, but okay. Against my better judgment, let's try moving my monitor. You still good, microphone? You still okay? Okay, just making sure. My desk is just not in the right place now, and I do not like that at all. Okay, I think we're good to actually get started now, like for real, and not just me ramble about stuff. Color 13. I really don't like the idea of having to explain what we were talking about before to her. I figured this was as generic enough, was a generic enough response to throw her off the roof, off the trail. Wait. To do what? It's not like this microphone is totally in my way. Okay, I'm gonna nudge it, and if this breaks, I'll start a new recording. Just ever so slightly. Moving it this way. Okay. You good? You good, microphone? Still recording properly? I think we're okay. just a little more this way. We good? I hope we're good. That really concerns me. Okay, so, wait, to do what? It's not... I need to get my screen back. There we go. It's not like we were doing anything wrong. Anything... I do that a lot. Wait. Let's start a new line for this. I don't know if you guys have been able to tell, but I don't actually look at what I'm typing, because half the time I can't see it anyway. I just reread it after and then fix the typos. Wait. double weight. I'm trying to get him to love me, aren't I? Why am I all self-conscious now? Conscious? I clearly missed a letter there. Kira.
Oh. Okay.
I feel like my internal overreaction has reached my expression. I need to change this conversation quick. Conversation. There. Okay, so that's actually the end of this section. I know, right? I only have like a few more lines to go, but whatevs. So all of these will kind of end off in the same place. I do need to make a branch for... I'm going down, I think? No? Oh, I'm confused. Where am I? I really wish I could, like, minimize the branches. That would be great. Okay, so I'm gonna put the same thing under... the if name is not. Okay, so we should be good there. Now the next scene continues down here after all of that is done, regardless of who you chose. So this scene is, regardless of the route, this next little part. So... this event, it's a school festival, right? Playa, you so stuttery. Not that I can really blame Player. I mean, when I'm around people I'm not really familiar with, I just get so, like, shaky. Like, when I talk, it's like, I don't know how to talk. But there are other times when it's just like, yo, I'm, like, super confident. What you talking about? I don't know. I don't understand the things that I say. Okay. Because, of course, it is. I need you guys to react. I need a questiony looking face that doesn't look like it's the end of the world. That one's fine. I don't know if you've noticed, I've accidentally hit these a couple times, but I have alternate costumes for a certain sequence near the end, which I'm planning. A what? Whoa, plot twist, what? It's not a school festival? 'Cause every anime that takes place in high school has to have one? Okay, so what that actually is with me, with school, high school things like that in anime, it's like, I never had those growing up, because I live in Canada, and we don't, okay, we have similar kind of boring things, but they all sucked. So you see those in anime, and it's like, aw, my school never did anything that cool, and then it's just like, oh, life is sad. I've been trying to keep the wait commands between the other two characters at 5, but I know I kind of put some at 1 a few times, but I'll go back and fix that because I don't know where they all are. We don't have school festivals here. I don't like this song. You know, I suppose the weather could be causing interference with my, like, speakers and microphone. I don't know why or how that'd be possible, but that's the overall excuse for pretty much anything that goes weird that you can't quite explain. Blame it on the weather! Maybe that's just my family. Well, that subverted my expectations. That's speech. Oh. Then, what is it we're doing? I've also been trying to write player with really minimal dialogue. Like, player is not the most wordy of characters in the universe, so I've been trying to write that in. I really gotta put those sound effects that I like in here. Okay, let's use that. Scene start. Now, I think I'm just gonna continue on with this scene like that. This is technically a scene change, but it's still like the same scene. So we're actually gonna do something neat here. While the screen's dark, I'm gonna have the player say something. Akira pushed me forward and dragged me past the school entrance. The 3 of us started walking somewhere. Okay, so I'm actually gonna try and do something that I haven't tried to do yet, but I think it'll be really cool. I also will need these. Overlay is fine. This I'm gonna change to... I guess I wish I grabbed some of my more interesting looking ones. Let's actually use 15 and 17. 17 can still be... I guess we'll see which looks better, but let's use this for now. Now we're actually gonna get rid of these 2 for now. I could have just erased the pictures, but this will just continue to use my template so I know where everything is. These 2 will be moved, but I'm not sure exactly to where at the moment. And we're going to turn on a Actually, yeah, I need to turn on a switch, but, I'm gonna turn on Weather Effects 2. Now, this set it's set to 0, and I also am gonna need to turn this one on a blank page. I'm gonna make another thing here, but I'm not gonna do that just yet. I wanna finish setting this up. This can also go up here. And reset choices doesn't need to be here, but whatevs. Okay, so... we're going to... I made this up before. I grabbed, one of the lower and one of the upper battle backgrounds that I'm using as backdrops, and I made it loop. Now, it's not the best loop in the world, it's just the two pictures flipped next to each other, but it should suffice for what we want to do. Now, I don't know what kind of speed we're looking at here, but let's try 2. And I'm going to set these characters... actually, I'm gonna place them first and then see kinda how this looks, because I haven't tested this. I'm gonna see if I can fit you both on the screen at 100. And then... yeah, let's see where you guys end up there. This isn't something I can visualize, I'm just not good at that. So we're gonna... I hope I took out any labels that I had for cats. I hope I took out all the cats! So I can remove these for now, since that's pretty much done. Dump to label cats. And the cats will start here. And we'll just not do a choice window. We'll do this. Oh yeah, I also wanted to test something, but that's fine. I'll work that out in a minute. So let's take a look and see how this actually looks, because I need to know where the characters are before I can start playing with them. I mean, you can probably see where I'm going with this at this point. I do need to shove them down a bit, though. Why 550 maybe? I will set these to variables because I want to kind of try to give them a little walking effect, if I can. I'm not sure how good it'll look, but I need to make sure I know, like, where they are then. Let's do a bit lower. Let's do 560. And let's actually transparent this, because it's kind of in the way. I actually think I almost want to make them a bit bigger than that. $110 maybe? And then shove them down to 570? Zeffy's so tall. That's probably fine. Zeffy, you need to look happy. Look happy. Look happy! Didn't I set you to a happy, or was that up here? Like, on accident. That was up here, wasn't it? No? Okay, maybe I just didn't do that and thought I did. That would not surprise me. Okay, so I'm gonna... write these down. 380, 570. I'm gonna make 4 different variables here. A whole 4 of them. Aki. Oops. Y. You. Oh, wait, I need to memorize these. Okay. 780, 570. Consistency! Who needs consistency in their notes, am I right? Literally anyone who wants to make sense of their notes later. Okay, so... similar to what I did here, I don't want to have it on the same thing because I might end up using something like that for that. I'm not sure, but we can continue to use weather and effects. 2. Parallel. So, they're already set, so I should be able to set this to 380. This to 570. This to 780. That's what that's set, right? Okay. Yes. And you to 570. Now we're gonna do the same thing with the labels. Normally you could use loops, but we're gonna use labels because I've had so many problems with loops in the past. Cats is fine. I'm pretty sure they're inter-evented, so you wouldn't be able to just, like... just... have a label that jumps to a different event. As cool as that would be, by default, I do not think that is a thing that it can do. Anyway, so cats. We're going to... move picture. This was 10 and 11, right? Shoot, I can't remember who was whose those. Bleh. Whose was whose. And in case anyone was wondering, I did say shoot. It kind of slurred when I said it. Because talking with enunciation is incredibly difficult when you're trying to just read text and make sense of what you're doing. Okay, so Akira is... These are both at 110, right? Heck, I could just go grab these to, like, look at them. Let's do that. I know me. I know how forgetful I actually am. Okay, so... 10 is Zephy. So we're going to move you to there. Center, I think we're doing not 1,000. 110. We'll see. I'll play around with the timing of it, because I really am not sure. And 11, which is Akira. And I think everything else is the same. So we're gonna move them to that, because that's what gets set. And then we're going to... They get set in the event, so it shouldn't be an issue. I suppose I could always set them here just to make sure, but, you know, it should be fine. And then... we're going to, increase you by... I'm not sure how big of a value I want to change it by. To start, let's try, like, maybe 5. So, we're actually just gonna add 5 so I can change the numbers and not have to worry about mathing things. In your case, we're actually going to -5. Could just go to sub, I guess. That would make equally amount of sense instead of trying to add a negative value. This is not my peak hours of intelligence. I'm like great through 3 till like midnight. Right now I'm just like not brainy at all, which it sucks because this is the only time I can really do this. And then we're gonna do this, which is going to move them. Now, theoretically, because I have the show pictures also set to the variables, it should show up and continue moving them. I don't know, but we'll see. If this might not even work, I don't know. I haven't tried it, but and then we're gonna do vice versa. Sub that, add that. And then I think we're gonna do that again, right? And then doing this one again will bring it back to normal. I think. And then jump to cats. Oops, cats. My brain. My brain is sad. Okay, so I don't quite think that'll work, but I need to see it to be able to know what I can change. So we're good here. That turns that on, and okay. So let's see if this remotely looks decent at all. Okay, beside them being super slow, actually, that turned out pretty decent. I'm okay with that. Let's go 30 frames though instead of 60. Now, can I still use this if I show pictures? I think it looks okay. I think we need another light layer. That was down here. I'm not using 16 for anything, right? I was using 17 for the weather, I know, which is why I chose to use it here. Possibly making these like 180 maybe? Oops, this one. Let's see how that looks. That's a little too bright. I think. Yeah, oh yeah. I'm actually gonna push Akira down a little. To 580, because her pigtails make her look really big and she's not really that big. Now this will all be done when the screen is black, so that's not even gonna be an issue. And yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this one. Yeah, it's still a little bright, but I think I can live with that. Okay, so I think we can get to actually writing the next bit now. And I'm actually gonna have player to do this so that can definitely get all set up before we get started. And fade in. I really don't need the fade in, I just have them here because they were already here. It's literally that. There's that is it. That is why those are there. That is not actually the face I want you to have, though. I'm glad that worked out. Can we get, like, happy music? Okay, there we go. It's... That is not the character that should be talking. Well, let's at least test them both to make sure they both work. You can say that one. It's... okay. Let's switch this one to, what was it, 4? No. 4 is the creepy one. I need to delete that, but whatever. It's, townwide fair, actually. I'll just have him say that, it's fine. The school is sponsoring it, so the students are asked to help out. I don't know why a school would ever do that, but I don't know. I can at least relate to town fairs, because we have one of those nearby, and I haven't been to it for years because it started to kind of suck. Small town syndrome, no one really cares anymore, but whatever, I care. Oh. You want me to work. Good freaking E. That's happy enough. School event. My butt. That's Kira's right, yeah. As if completely understanding my hatred for effort, patted my shoulder. All about shoulders and head pats here, man.
Don't worry. It's your first day.
And only day. What? I can fit on that line. What kind of host would I be if I made you work today? So funny thing, actually, relating to something similar to that. When I go to family events, my mom is always the one to, like, do all the things she wants to do, like Christmas, you know? And she'll do the entire thing, and that's just, like, how it is. I went to Christmas at someone else's house before, and it was like, oh, you're gonna help out too, right? And it's like, okay. Here, let me just help you with my severe lack of life skills. And it was just like, oh, okay, you want me to put an effort here, do ya? Not that I had a problem with it, it was just like, I was so used to my own family where it was like, never a thing. So it was just a funny little thing, I guess. Clearly, I'm getting up here every day, so I don't have a problem with effort at the moment, with this specifically. Okay, you know what? You need the entirety of my happy folder. We'll go back to the calmer stuff at a calmer scene. But for now, I want happy. Okay, that's a little too energetic for me. Akira, nickname. You're a goddess. Marry me. Well, we just progressed through the entire rest of the game, okay. Okay, let's go with that face. Not quite the intended face I was gonna use that for, but you know, whatevs. What is with me and whatevs today? Also, I should probably make sure changing these actually works, but like, what am I gonna do if they don't, right? It's probably fine. And I need to react with you two. Well, not you. Why are they looking at... Oh my god, I said that out. Said that out loud. Oh heck. I was surely visibly disturbed. Probably as much as them. Now I'm gonna stop them real quick. By turning this to 0, and we're also going to switch this to not move.
We'll see.
I'm gonna test this out in a second, but I want to make sure I get this part done first. 3 played. along as if I meant it as a joke. I mean, as the joke, it was absolutely intended to be. Yeah. You should be careful what you say, Akira. Gullible people might take you seriously. Zeffy's reaction tells me Zeffy's one of the gullible people. Okay, and here we're going to turn weather back on to 2. We're also going to remove these because that's gonna screw things up. And then we're also going to, I think I had that set to 2, right? Oh, whatever. We'll keep it as the same. And then, so let's test that to make sure that all works. And actually, we're gonna move cats a little bit. Unless I moved cats already. Cats. We're gonna put cats up here. I still feel like they're too high. Let's actually move them down just a little bit. Sound good to everyone involved? Let's go maybe 600. And 610. That might be too much. Actually, I like it. Oh, shoot, those are set to 80? I'm guessing? Oh, 100. 110! 110 for all! That's fine, see, if these could be set to a variable, that would make my life awesome. Oops. Because then I could just screw up all day and fix it once. Lesson being fix it once in the first place so you don't have to fix it again, but if you're me, that's just impossible. Well, this worked out really well. I'm happy with that. That did not work so much. Oh, and I need a space. But you know what will actually? This. That should fix it. And player needed a 1. Player needed a 1. Okay. fine. I feel like Zephy should actually be turned here. No, whoops. You. Okay. That can all probably be on one line. Here played as long as if I meant it as a joke. I mean, as the joke it was absolutely intended to be. Yeah. No, I screwed that up. Zephy. Forgot to change out your name. I'm also gonna have, like, walking sounds play in the background here. I just don't have any right on this at the moment. I still need to go and grab all those sound effects. The ones I'll use are probably going to be free ones, but since I'm going to be using Jewel Beat music anyway, I might as well use some that I've paid for in the past. Because I do have a few like that. Okay, where are we? Dang, he got me. Okay, I'll admit it. For a split second, I seriously thought she meant that. Then I came to my senses and realized I'm an idiot. I feel really bad for Player's just like so down on themselves. Certainly, I don't have anything I'm going to do about that by the end of the game. Surely, for absolute positives. Now, speaking of. I have to change. Looking down at that watch from earlier. It's not even like, what's it, an Apple Watch or something? It's just an old-timey watch, like one of those big, what, I don't know, let's go big honking things. Something my mom would say. Quietly ticking away at my time here. I know what I have to do. You know, this isn't my happy list. It doesn't really sound all that happy. I know. I can't keep being scared of these two. I need to get closer. Closer? As close as I can. Before I know it, we'd arrived at this town fair event. Okay, so we are gonna go through this to make sure everything works, but I've been thinking about the next area. I have scenarios written down, but I'm not quite sure how I want to implement them. This is going to go to... six? Yes. Actually, How long is this? It's not that long. I think I'll just keep it on this section. Anyway, let's, go through this once. We've been through the first 2 parts, so let's just test play this bit. Akira pushed me forward and dragged my past. I do that a lot, eh? Me past the school entrance. The 3 of us started walking somewhere. Oh yeah, let's have the player face right here. Yeah, okay, that's fine. It's a town-wide fair, actually. The school is sponsoring it, so the students were asked to help out. Oh. You want me to work? Good freaking E. School event my butt. Akira, as if completely understanding my hatred for effort, patted my shoulder. Don't worry, it's your first day. What kind of host would I be if I made you work today? Akira, you're a goddess. Marry me. Why are they looking at... Oh my gosh, I said that out loud. Oh heck, I was surely visibly disturbed, probably as much as them.
We'll see.
Akira played along as if I meant it as a joke. I mean, as the joke, I absolutely intended it to be, yeah. You should be careful what you say, Akira. Gullible people might take you seriously. Dang, he got me. Okay, I'll admit. For a split second, I want that to be moved over more. I can probably fit second on here. Yeah, because of the font and that it's not, like, all the letters aren't the same, width, it's hard to line up. Just visually looking at it in the editor. I have to change. Looking down at that ugly old-timey, I can move that one over too. Ugly? Ugly! Ugly? Do fugly. I know what I have to do. I know. I can't keep being scared of these two. I need to get closer as I can. Before I knew it, we'd arrived at the town fair event. Okay, so, yeah, that should be fine.
I think it's time for a stretch break, so I'll be right back. See you soon!